Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Keats Crap, where today we're actually going to be doing something different. Now, for those in the know, this channel is usually relegated to gameplay footage, mostly Regretivator. But right now I actually want to do an operating system review. This, in front of you right now, is an operating system. Now, some interesting things before we get started. This is actually an early concept build of a very popular series of operating systems. Now, from the look, you may think it's some next edition of Temple OS, or hell, even Ubuntu. I mean, you have this little thing over here that says Voxtex Employee Hub. That's in versions of Ubuntu. That's normally what I would say Ubuntu, and then you would have, if you would hover over these options, it would extend out like Linux or Mac OS. But something interesting about this ISO that I got a hold of and installed in VMware is that this is actually an early build of Windows 12. Now, one of the indications is that the ISO was called Hell, but I got this from a disgruntled Microsoft employee. And one of the biggest complaints that Windows 11 has had is that there's a lot of elements that are just left over from previous operating systems. You have graphics going back all the way to Windows XP and even to Windows 9X. And one of the big things that I think people want from the next edition of Windows is to not build on top of the older operating systems, these scraps of older operating systems, but they want it to be built from the ground up, or at least something like that. And I think this may actually be the thing. Now, Microsoft is likely doing that for the purposes of AI, which sucks, but, you know, at the very least, you get a ground-up operating system. It's probably still x64 and UEFI and what have you, but I'm curious to see how Microsoft is steering this particular operating system, and it seems like they're taking a very Linux approach, which I think that's something that people want. Now in the center we have some kind of the new Windows logo, definitely a step up from the older Windows logo. Although this is very likely a placeholder icon, but I'm not going to worry about that. Unfortunately, one of the things that seems like it's carrying over from the older builds of Windows is that there is the inclusion of adware. Now, maybe the Microsoft employee that I got this from has already loaded this build of Windows with some adware, but, I mean, for example, we have this advertisement for, I think, cigarettes? I don't know. I can delete it, and I can tell you right now that it's just going to come back. Yeah, so that's obviously some adware. And something else also annoying is that there's no task manager. I can tell you right now that if I hit the Windows key, I can't look up the task manager. Like, I'm slamming on the Windows key on my computer, nothing is showing up. Maybe that would be different if I installed this on real hardware, but I'm not going to do that. I can tell you right now, the 3-finger salute doesn't open up Task Manager, so I can't kill whatever program that's running. Again, maybe this is botnet infested or something, but that's not even the only adware we have on screen. We also have this adware. We have whatever this is, the Season 2 2nd Edition, why is there 2? Edition Blaster Box launches on May 26th at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. So that's strange. Maybe that's an internal memo from Microsoft. Maybe that's when they're going to be doing a release. I don't know, but yeah. I'm just going to delete that because I don't care. Now, before we get into the applications, which I'm sure everybody is curious about, I'm going to go look up... Move this stupid adware out of the way. I'm going to go look up over here. Now, something carried over from Windows 11, it seems like, is multiple desktops. That's really exciting. It took Microsoft way too long to actually implement multiple desktops into Windows, even though I'm pretty sure macOS has had it since 10.4. But we actually do have different desktops. Now, it doesn't seem to be working because this goddamn adware doesn't go away, it doesn't move anywhere. So maybe this is like a priority application or something, but that sucks. I'm gonna try to delete it again. I don't want to buy cigarettes. And we have... Oh, there's some screen tearing here. And we have a different... go away. I can't even delete it this time. Man. Yeah, I can't even delete the adware this time. Man, this sucks. But here we have another sort of different logo. I wonder if that's like different builds of the logo. We have this other one. Seems to be code build Valentino. Some funny Microsoft lingo there, I imagine. And then we also have this adware that doesn't go away. That's great. It's a very obnoxious adware. And there we go. Now I can't delete it again. So that's great. I like the blue build the best though. It sort of has a Windows 7 starter appearance, so that's neat. Now let's actually go look at the apps because I know that's what everybody is looking at in the corner. We have this identification badge. I'm guessing that the Microsoft employee wiped his stuff from this thing, so that's a good thing, but we can go put whatever we want here. Let's put... Yeah, and then put my good job title in here. And I'm just gonna add something from my desktop. This is open to VMware window, which apparently is reaching out to Windows 11, which that goes more in line with my previous observation that this operating system is going to be largely AI based, largely lightweight. So let's go upload this image that I have here. I don't feel like getting my Path2Key image. Let me download my ID badge. Now let's go look at some of these other apps. So that's an interesting thing. It's probably going to be removed from the latest build, or maybe this is going to be like a thin client sort of scenario where you have to log in to Windows to actually access it. The rumors is that Windows 12 will be subscription based. This seems to be like that. Instead of buying actual OEM computers, you'll likely be buying thin clients of some sort and logging into a centralized server to do your work. Kind of a sad direction that Microsoft is taking Windows, but I guess that's of a surprise to nobody. We have an employee survey, likely from Microsoft themselves. Question 1 of 8. This font's kind of difficult to read. Who is your favorite V? I don't know what that means. I'd have to look at my notes again, but I don't have any. Let me just go and answer these things. Yeah, I don't know what a V is. Maybe that's like a VMware. I believe this is the Vox thing, so maybe this is like a little survey of which flavor of the operating system you like best. A little bit of an error though, they put Vox twice. Maybe there's a preference to that. I wonder what happens if you... Oh, okay, it clicked twice. It's a Wednesday past noon. Valentino's scheduled break is starting. He tasks you with getting him lunch. What do you do? Who the hell is Valentino? I wonder if this is going to Microsoft servers. Hand him a cigarette. That's not very progressive. Take him out and pamper him for 8 hours, and then take him home and plow him to the mattress. He forgets his name. I think that adware is actually infecting more parts of the operating system. Yeah, that's a bit concerning. This build doesn't seem to be very official, but I'm gonna keep answering it anyway. I'll do the sex one. Oh no, a scheduling error has occurred. Velvet reserved the main studio floor to film a commercial for her newest love potion. However, it looks like one of Valentino's workers passed out, causing the shoot to run over time. What do you do? Do we try to talk them down and resolve the issue? That seems like an appropriate issue. This is Microsoft though, so it's probably not that. Run and hide, call Vox, or take responsibility. This is clearly your fault and you should feel bad. It's probably that one. This is a very Microsoft answer. Okay, we skipped some numbers, it looks like. How much do you enjoy working at VoxTech? Some more funny Microsoft things. I mean, why would you want to answer something else? They just fire you and replace you one day. Your result, Vox employee. Welcome to the first day of the rest of your afterlife. Grab a coffee, take a seat at your desk, sit back, and look in your 18-hour shift because there has been several delays and Mr. Vox is coming down. Why are you just standing there? So I'm not sure if this is like a little internal joke that the operating system devs had, or it's something from this. Oh my god, it's even over the employee survey, Jesus Christ. Or it's like something that the malware has infected the operating system with, but that's a bit concerning that this operating system is already that unstable, but maybe Windows Defender hasn't been installed. That's something. Let me click on this little TV, and again, we have more things over here. We can't move the things. That's great. Let me open this.
Hey bitches!
What the fuck? Okay, so that software just swears at you. This is a family-friendly channel. Something this build sucks. This build of Windows sucks. See the wallpapers. Where's Bliss? Helping to find Bliss somewhere, but none of these look like Bliss. Huh. Well, that's something, isn't it? Whatever. I can't seem to select this one. Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame, isn't it? Guess that's something else that needs to be fixed. Okay, so we have this little rules of contact thing for the operating system. Yeah, so let's go ahead and read this. This is what you've subscribed to, by the way, is to watch me read a EULA. I don't know why they keep referring to this as VoxText. Maybe that's the build of this version of Windows. Maybe it's like, instead of calling it Windows 12, they'll call it VoxTech. Hello and welcome to VoxTech. If you are reading this and you have successfully sold your soul to one of the V's and have brought on as a brand new lackey, beloved employee. Lackey is crossed out there. I don't know if that's apparent. Also, we have a bit of a conflicting visual design language. We have this almost like browser-based scroll thing here, mixed in with the very Temple OS 8-bit style. That's interesting. Listed below, the top 10 rules you must follow at all times if you are to survive and enjoy your first week. Do your job. You are a VoxTech employee at minimum. You are required to complete the task your V has requested of you. You may find yourself working in the computer lab, fashion floor, studio, or even in the mailroom. All of us insignificant cogs have to work together if we are to keep VoxTech running at full capacity. No hole too small, as Mr. Valentino likes to say. If you find yourself unable to complete your job due to a workplace injury, please contact your department head and the appropriate pay will be deducted. Very Silicon Valley, Redmond, Washington writing style. What happens in the office stays in the office. Office banter is all well and good. In fact, it's encouraged that you gossip to your fellow VoxTech employees via your employee chat application. That's an interesting that they mention the chat application because I don't see one in this build. I guess that's a future thing they plan on adding, or maybe Outfit Oracle. That's an interesting application. I'll get into that in a bit. However, if you overhear something you shouldn't, best to regard that NDA. Mr. Vox can and will find the source of any leaks. The result is not pretty. Immediate termination. Now, I don't have to abide by the NDA. That was what the Microsoft employee was supposed to do. I don't have to abide by that. I'm independent. Stay out of the way at all times. Say Mr. Valentino comes and sits at your desk. What do you do? Trick question. Technically, that V owns everything in the tower, yourself included. So if you know what's good for you, duck and roll and keep yourself out of their way. Asking about benefits. We here at VoxTech believe it's a benefit on its own to be employed here. Just kidding. We have full healthcare coverage, dental 100%, 401k match, and for some free on-site employee accommodations. Be sure to get yourself tested down at the VoxTech labs and keep your employee blood work up to date. That's good. Oh, this is a 5. I thought that was an 8. Banned words. Look, we are all adults here, since the employment age at VoxTech is 21 plus. However, some people can find certain words triggering. It is highly recommended you remove the words treat, walk, fetch, and elaster from your vocabulary whilst working here at VoxTech. VoxTech takes no responsibility for what may occur if such words are spoken. Be flexible. You're assigned a V, you might think you can just settle into your new job and build a routine. Incorrect. VoxTech employees need to be team players. If you are asked to try on Mrs. Velvet's new potion, you drink that potion. If Mr. Valentino asks you to be part of his films, you take your clothes off and get in there. If Mr. Vox wants you to trial his new product, you let them drill it into your head. A flexible employee is a useful one. And it's more of that Microsoft work culture, I assume. A certain number doesn't exist. That's it. Don't question it. It's weird. Maybe they're talking about Windows 9. Filming policy. For your safety, VoxTech is fully equipped with the latest and greatest security measures, including, but not limited to, 24-hour surveillance. Please note that VoxTech is entitled to use any captured footage of employees in or outside of the workplace. It's best to watch your behavior, or you might find yourself in Mr. Vox's office, or worse, cancelled online. Interesting that they mention that, considering the verbiage of this. Again, I'm sure it's just some banter at Microsoft. Trust us. Trust is key here at VoxTech. You trusted your V enough to sign the contract. Now you need to trust in all the Vs and their vision for a brighter hell of tomorrow. Welcome to the VoxTech family. Vox's assistant, Ethan. So that slaps. It's an interesting end user's license agreement. I'm sure that's going to be modified, but as of right now, it's very unprofessional. I'd suggest that Microsoft takes a look at it. Although likely they're just going to send me a cease and desist letter, which is great. Can't wait for that to happen to Keats Crap. It's going to be really fun. Outfit Oracle. Now, as people are probably well aware of, Windows 10 had Cortana, which is a voice assistant that I think a record 5 people used. It's famously absent from Windows 11. They decided to remove that feature from Windows 11, which made those 5 people very disappointed. But Outfit Oracle. It's interesting that they use Oracle because that's the name of that of that company that was formerly Sun. That makes Java now and makes VirtualBox, although I'm not using VirtualBox. Don't tell Oracle that. So it's interesting that they call it Oracle. I guess it's not a name that Oracle technically owns, but it's just something that should be of note. They'll likely change that. They probably just called it Oracle as like a placeholder name, but maybe they're bringing Cortana back. Wouldn't that be something? Maybe 6 people will get excited about that. Velvet's Outfit Oracle. Okay. This thing. I just threw up in my mouth a little. I guess it's not built yet. But, yeah, if I take a look at my developer notes, this is actually, that could be potentially something. It's probably going to be a new AI assistant. It's a shame. I was going to ask them if I could find a way to remove this ad for cigarettes or something. I don't know. We have a newsletter. Now I've already entered my email, and I get things in my Thunderbird. I don't use Outlook. It sucks. I have 2 copies of Outlook installed on my computer, and neither of them work. That's a funny reference somebody will get. But that's a newsletter. I haven't gotten anything from it yet, so it's probably broken, like most other things in this build of Windows. Trading cards. It's the only thing that doesn't go up. This is my opinion of Windows 12 so far. It's a very early build, so I can't pass too much judgment on the operating system, but there's a lot of references to doing your work in this operating system, as well as an unmentioned chat application, something like MSN or whatever, but if you can hear me, I'm actually right-clicking my mouse to try to open the context menu, because I want to see if I can try to get work done on here, or theoretically get work done on here. But I can't make new folders. I can't make TXT files. I can't import anything in here. I can't read JPEGs. I can't read PNGs. I can't look at docx files. I can't read PDFs. I can't read email. I can't write anything outside of the ID badge thing. This is the only thing I can write I can write anything. I can't copy it and paste it to a document. And it's just kind of a disappointing build of Windows, because it's just like I can't do anything with that. And I imagine the only way that theoretically Microsoft wants me to work with this is by talking to the Oracle. But the Oracle is broken. You look like a car accident. That doesn't help me. I can't get work done. I can't make I can't make PowerPoints. I can't make Excel spreadsheets. I can't write Word documents. I can't look at PDFs. I can't complete surveys other than this employee survey. Oh yeah, I guess I should go look at that one question that I missed. What's this? If Charlie Morningstar was in front of you right now, what would you do? Hit her with a car, report the sighting to your department head, scream, or tell her how great it is working at Voxtech and how it is so much better than that has shit hotel. Like, this is the only survey that I can actually complete. And it's broken. Like, it's broken. It's a wildly unsecure operating system. There's adware that doesn't go away. Even if you click X, I can't minimize, I can't maximize. And I can't do my other work of making videos or modeling or graphic designing or what have you, because I can't install applications. This doesn't seem to recognize exe files. I mean, it can't recognize TXT files. Like, I don't know what you want me to do with this operating system, Microsoft. The one thing that you want me to do with it, it's broken. It just says car accident, and that's a very apt description for this build of Windows. And I'd like to show you something very interesting. Now, I can actually, if I get it running real quick, I'm gonna open up QEMU, and I have a copy of macOS 9 running in it. I believe that operating system came out in 98, 99. It's incredible what I can still do with it, and I'll show up on the screen briefly. Here's macOS 9. Now, there's actually quite a bit I can do with this operating system, even now. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna open up some things. I want to do some productivity. Yeah, that sounds good. Let me go find Microsoft Word. Yeah. Now, this is a copy of Word that I installed on here. It was a very big pain in the ass, but I mean, for example, if I want to write something, it's like, yeah, I can go do that. It's pretty incredible what this decade-old operating system can still do ahead of what Windows 12 can do. Like, Let me get it all running. And obviously my computer's gonna start screaming because emulation is difficult. I can go ahead, I can insert a page break. It's pretty good. Normally I can type faster, there's my headphones cable is hanging over the keyboard. But yeah, as you can see, I can type up Word documents, I can go ahead, I can save it. Let's go save it on the desktop. Okay, so yeah, I can go ahead and do that. You know, I can go ahead. You know, let's say I want to open up let's say I want to go work on some other applications. Here's Photoshop 3.0.5. And just wait for that to start up. Let's go ahead. We'll make a new document. Let's make it modern web format. Wait, that's What are you waiting for? An encore? No, this is in modern web format. It's nothing super crazy. Let's just put VoxTech 12. I'll make this in 48. I don't have very many fonts installed on here, so we'll just sure. And just put it in that. And then let's go ahead, get a gradient. I'm gonna choose a lovely blue. And, well, there you go. I'm gonna export that real quick. I don't actually have a PNG, that's kind of annoying, but whatever. I think I can go save as. I probably need to save, I probably need to go and save the document first. We'll just put that on the desktop. There we go. I'll just save it as a TIFF right now. I believe this is a TIFF over here. And here we go. It's not a PNG. I could probably figure out how to do that, but there we go. I can write documents, I can write spreadsheets, I can do graphic design. Let's go ahead, quit the application. And then even if I find a way to break myself away from work, I can even go play some games on here. Let's try Doom. You can even see under, and you can even see, under QEMU, I'm still able to do quite a bit. It's just a lot better. This over a decade-old operating system is managing to run circles around Windows 12, and it's just fascinating. Just interesting that Windows 12 can't even do that, and it's so unapologetic, and it so badly wants me to work on things, and yet it just isn't capable of doing very much, and it just, you know, and it sucks that this is the direction that Windows is headed. So I do hope that Microsoft will reconsider what they're planning on doing with Windows. I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to leave this here, and I'm going to continue on with recording some good stuff in the future. I never know how to cut these. I never know how to end these things. Bye.